Yeah.
It's just different.
This is Luke 18. This is Luke 18. Yeah. You gonna save me. Yeah.
So if a woman or a man, whoever, if they're always on social media, like you guys were saying, they're showing their butts and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff, realizing that you're going to get older, okay? And so if you're catching people just because of your looks or you have a big butt or what have you, that's all you're attracting. You're not, what about attracting a person from your personality, your mind, you know, the stamina? How come you're not, you know, doing that? And it's because people don't have nothing else but that. But what happens when your looks go away, or you have an accident and now your face is scarred up, or you know, you lose an arm or what have you? So what happens for that, you know, to that?
Let me say something. There's this guy, I don't know if y'all, I don't know his name, but it was this famous guy. He got married or whatever, and I don't know if she got in an accident or I think she got burned. So like, I think almost all her fingers are gone, all like her whole side of her face, her arms, like it's like pretty much gone. They tried to like make her face as best as they could, and people were saying like, why are you still with her? Like, she's ugly and this and that. And he was like, I didn't marry her looks, I married her soul. Right. And basically that goes to show you that if anything were to happen to anybody that is in a, you know, in a relationship, you didn't marry them just for their looks. Like, if that's the case, well, what else? Like, it doesn't make sense for you to marry someone for looks. It's gonna be a disaster in the end, because all these other things that don't go with what you like, it's going to always be a clash. The only thing that's going to keep you is the looks, because your man is fine or your woman is fine. That's it. But like, what about the inside? What about, like you said, the personality and how they're carrying it, how they carry themselves, how they care for other people, their work ethic, determination, drive. All of that, like that all plays a part in a relationship.
Yeah. But you do know that there are some relationships that have one person who might be a go-getter and another one's not. And if that person's okay with that person, it makes everything work. And then you have some that's both of them are go-getters. So it all depends on what, you know, what you like and what you have. And you can't be in a relationship and expect your spouse or whoever or a significant other to be like you.
I have that problem, Apostle.
Because everybody is different. Everybody's different. You have to be okay with that person being who they are. You have to.
At the end of the day, you can't change nobody.
You have to accept them, and either you're gonna be with them or you're not. You can't make, just like how men would get a woman and they want to make them into who they want. They beating them and all that stuff. That's not gonna change. She's gonna be who she is, and we should not be changing ourselves to try to fit somebody else's criteria. This is the way I am. Either you're going to accept me or don't accept me. Like with me and my husband, we're totally two different people. We both are go-getters, but I'm more of an active go-getter, but he supports me. But if he wasn't that way, it is what it is, you know, and it'll be that way. But don't expect your significant other to change and to be somebody that they're not, because then you're not getting who you wanted. You're wanting them to be somebody else, and that's not really what we should be, you know, in a relationship for. Trying to change a person. But I do find people that always are trying to change a person and want them to be like somebody else. Well, don't be with them then, you know. But I think that, yes, ma'am.
I want to interject real quick, because I want to say, how do you? Because I know, like for me, I have that issue. Like as far as I'm such a go-getter, and when I want something to happen, I want it to happen now. Like I don't like waiting and sitting on stuff. And I've always been like that. But it's like when you're with someone that's not really like that, it is very, very difficult. Because I'm a go-getter, and my fiance, he's a go-getter to a certain extent, but he's not like, he doesn't move. Like it takes him a long time to move. So it's like sometimes I'm like trying to push, but it's like I can't force nobody and make nobody. But it's like how can you if somebody else is dealing with this, how do you be okay with that? Like how to be okay with that?
You be okay with it because you realize this person is the way that they are. You have to accept them the way that they are. Okay, look at your dad. Okay, look at him. He's not one that calls a lot. He don't text a lot. That's not him, you know? But that's me. but I have to, but I have to let him be who he is. So, like what she was saying, if he's not like that, you got to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And let him do him the way he wants to. We're not here to make people be the way we want them to be, you know? And you have to be okay. And I think it makes it work.
I say it's one or two things. Either you're going to deal with it or you're going to have to move on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either you're going to, because you're going to, eventually you're going to get tired of it if you keep, like, man, why is he ain't doing this? Why? And then you're going to just drive yourself to the point where you're not going to be there no more.
Yeah.
Or you just be like, okay, well, that's him. If he want to go do this and he don't want to go get it, then, I mean, that's on him. You guys got to kind of separate your emotional side from that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I also think that, too, you could, if you just do you and just be like how you are, because the environment, maybe he's not used to that type of lifestyle. So it's like when you are around and you're connected to something, like eventually it'll catch on to you. You know how like you will be around somebody so much, like they'll say, like when you're in a relationship with somebody, you start to act like that person. Their mannerisms and things like that, you'll just catch on to it because it's like you're around them all the time. So maybe that might happen a little bit down the line. Maybe he might just really realize.
Or maybe not. But still, in all, she has to be okay with
the situation.
Her or anybody else. We're not here talking about her relationship, but I'm just saying.
In general.
Yeah, in general, you just have to be okay with it. If you love that person unconditionally, it shouldn't matter if they're a go-getter like that. Now, what I mean by that is, it depends on the relationship. Some people are okay with somebody not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Some people want somebody to do something. So you got to know what you want. But you can't change a person or try to make a person change because then it's not the real them.
But you know what I think too? In this generation, nobody really gets to know who they're with. Like you might just get this little connection or this little surface stuff, and then you guys are boom, instantly in a relationship. Like everything happens so fast in this generation. So it's like by the time you know who this person is, because you've been with them over time, you realize like this isn't even the connection that I'm even supposed to be with. And I just feel like people jump into things like head on instead of like really knowing who this person is, who is their background, what kind of family do they come from, like what type of characteristics do they have.
They don't do that anymore. Just like what she was saying, I want him to go faster. It's like, but everything is in time.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, you get in a relationship, that's, people be married in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then you marry him and then you find out, oh man, this ain't the person. You didn't even give it a chance.
Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen. You'll find somebody, y'all, boom,
and it
y'all
connects.
be good, but that don't happen all the time.
Exactly.
Right.
Most of the time, it's not gonna happen like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
But what I've heard too a lot in marriages, they'll say, when they got married, the person changed. In all reality, the person never changed. They were pretending in the beginning.
Yeah.
They weren't like eating a lot, just say, they eat little salads, and they don't pass gas around you, or they don't, burp and all that. But what happens is they get married. And then what happens is, as time go on, the real them actually comes out.
Man.
That's why I say, when you meet somebody, be you.
Right.
So that way, they'll know if this is who I want or not.
Right.
But if you're a person that's hiding everything, you're like so ashamed to,
or trying to show your best.
Or trying to be like
all the time.
Like your hair is always together.
Always.
Your makeup is always together. My clothes are always together. And then when you get married, and then when you wake up in the morning, he looking at you like, what?
Who is this? Like, catfish? Who is that?
So you just have to be you.
Yep.
And let the person figure it out, because maybe they will love you that way. But don't ever pretend like you're somebody or something that you're not.
Or just
be
putting
the real
on
you.
the best version of yourself. It's like, let yourself be yourself. Be relaxed.
Right.
And if you can't be your best version around that person,
Then you
I don't feel like you need to be with them anyway.
That's happened to me. That was happened to me before. I've dated around, but not like real relationships, but just dated. And it was like, there was one person that I was really into. He was fine, but he was fine. He had his money together. He was making moves, but it was just, I couldn't be like myself. Like, I couldn't joke how I am normally. I could not do that with him. I could not fart. I could not burp. I couldn't just be like looking raggedy or anything. Like, I didn't like that. And it was just like, the connection just, it just wasn't there. It was like a block, like a brick wall.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, you do have the looks, you do have all this stuff, but that connection is not gonna work for me. Because I want to be able to really 100% be myself and feel like I am with my family, my parents. Like I do whatever I want, not like that. But I'm very, very comfortable, and even with my friends, I'm very, very comfortable.
Right.
Like I'm secure in myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how I look. There's times where I look raggedy. There's times where I'm farting up the storm, burping, like, or I got stuff, boogers in my nose, whatever. But you gotta be okay, because I know at the end of the day, when it's time for me to clean up, I clean up well and nice.
So one thing that I like about your relationship is that your fiance is okay with you. Like, I'm serious, like burping or your hair's not together or all, but that shows that he loves you for you.
Yes.
It's not about you being fine all the time, because there's going to be times you're going to get sick or anything that happens. You're not going to be fine all the time.
Right.
Lord, why?
Findingtime.com, findingtime.com.
You wearing the hat.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? But I like it because you're okay with him and he's okay with you. And that's the type of thing that you want. You want to be okay with one day he might not be looking up to par. Or he might not have his beard shaved and all that kind of stuff, you know? And you got to be okay with that. And I like that about you, because you'll pass gas. He's okay with it. He crack jokes. And that's how it should be. But when you have a relationship where you got to go hide and pass gas or hide and do this little stuff, it's like, okay, so how's that really going to work? You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me of that movie. It's on Netflix, and it's called, it's with, what's her name, from Love and Basketball. What's the girl's name?
Sanaa Lathan.
Is that her name? Yeah, she did a movie, I think it's called Happily Ever After.
Oh, yeah.
And in one of the scenes of the movie, it basically shows her with this guy, and you could tell, like, it just is not working for her. Like, there's no connection. You can just see it. And she was hoping that he was going to propose. And, like, literally, but even at nighttime, she will go to sleep in a gown. She'll go to sleep or whatever. She'll wake up in the middle of the night. She'll do her little makeup. She would have her mom come over and press her hair
Before he wake up.
So she could look good. And then she'll get right back into bed like, and then he'll wake up. I'm like, that's too much. Like, girl, what's real life? Like, what?
So like for you as a man, so like for like the women, it's okay for them to be like who they are, like, you know.
Yeah, I would rather that nowadays, because back again, social media is just everything they got filters, people wear all this makeup, and all that kind of stuff, and so it kind of throw you off, because you'll see somebody on Instagram like, oh man, she look good, blah blah, and you actually see them in person, they don't look nothing like how they do on
Catfish.
Yeah. And that's just how it is. So it's like I like girls that can get on social media and they can post pictures without makeup. Just be themselves. That's a good thing. There's some girls that don't. They will not get on social media without eyelashes, makeup, filters, dress nice. They will not post nothing like that at all.
It's because they're trying to uphold like this type of image or whatever, and it's just like, at the end of the day, they're gonna eventually see who you are, who you really are. So it's like going back to being secure again in yourself without the makeup, without all of that, like just being who you are.
Yeah, you should be okay. That's a person that's vain. You know, they gotta always make sure, and not realizing that maybe you're not gonna be like that all the time. You know, your hair. Sometimes
it's like right now, it's quarantine.
Man,
I had a haircut for like 2 months, and I'm still outside and posting
being
pictures
who
like
you are.
this.
Yeah, you gotta just
like
be.
it.
And that's how it should be. Because in a relationship, trust me, there's gonna be days that you're gonna not be looking up to par. You know, you know. So as far as relationships goes, when do you think that it's appropriate time for you to take a step of, like, say, being engaged, or what about this one, living together?